And we are live. We're just about to go into real time in just a second. Got to adjust this a little bit to make sure we're ready for the broadcast. Okay, the word is out there. You guys can see me. My name is Maniac. This is my website, GameAccess.net. You've tuned in to see the Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo, a free demo that can be downloaded right now on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4 by any Final Fantasy fans. The cool thing about this demo is that if you complete it, it unlocks exclusive DLC that can't be brought into Final Fantasy 15, particularly the character Carbuncle, which you'll be able to see right there on the side of the screen. I believe this is probably the right side. But that character right there, you can unlock him for Final Fantasy 15 if you download the demo and play it before the game. This demo is not available, or I should say, the gameplay segment from this demo is not going to be in the full retail title. So this demo content is exclusive to the demo. Essentially, if you haven't played this demo, then you haven't played all of Final Fantasy 15. This was a huge announcement. I'm really happy that Square has been doing stuff like this recently. They did it for the Nintendo 3DS title, Bravely Default. They did it for Bravely Default Second, Bravely Second, the new, it demos exclusive to the demos, or demo content exclusive. And they're being released for free, so I really think that's awesome. I can't wait for these games to come out. And if you're like me and you also can't wait for Final Fantasy 15, hey David! Good to see you here. As I was saying, just post a comment. I'll respond to anything you say. But as I was about to say, actually I completely forgot what I was about to say. So what do you say we get started on this demo? I tried playing this demo a couple of days ago. Friday night I tried playing. And it just didn't work out very well because at the same time I was getting ready to play, a freak thunderstorm happened and I didn't want to risk surging any of my equipment, so we had to delay that. I don't know if I'm going to delete or post up that content because I'm probably going to be replaying that segment right here. So this will not be the first time I played like the first 15 minutes of the game, but this will be the first time I would have played the game through to completion. Let me just check subtitles and everything. I haven't set to stereo because I'm streaming this game. I normally play my games in surround sound, but because this is being output for a stream, my stream is in stereo, so I'll just okay, subtitles are still on in case I accidentally talk over any of the dialogue. You'll be able to see the subtitles. So this all looks good, and the vertical and horizontal settings are what I normally like anyway, so sometimes by default they invert the sticks. And I don't think that's going to be a problem here. So we're going to get started now. If you guys have any comments, feel free to just post them. I can read them in the section. I will respond to any questions or any comments you guys have, and I'll be trying to give as much information as I can that I know about Final Fantasy 15, including information about the Final Fantasy 15 smartphone companion app, which is being called, it's basically the minigame that's in Final Fantasy 15, the pinball minigame that is playable in Final Fantasy 15 will be released to smartphones, including Windows 10 smartphones, Android, and iOS smartphones. And we finally found out what the release date is of that smartphone app is going to be. It's going to be June 2016, which is really exciting. Is that green intentional? The way this seems, it almost seems like the kid isn't, we know these graphics are absolutely beautiful. Look at this. This is just beautiful.
Huh? What is this place? Huh? Cha?
No?
Whoa! You.
Communicates by texting.
Hey, wait!
This is the world of your dreams. I have control now. That's pretty cool looking. This is really cool looking. I'm excited for the new Final Fantasy movie myself. I'm actually probably more excited for the Audi R8 that's going to be a part of the new Final Fantasy movie. I think you asked me, well, okay, the new Final Fantasy movie is not technically a sequel to Advent Children. It's because, you know, all the Final Fantasy movies and all the Final Fantasy numbered games and stuff like that all kind of exist in their own, you know, unique universe. The Final Fantasy movie is going to be the story of Luna and King Regis, I believe. And,
Whoa.
wow, that's cool. It's going to take place during the events of Final Fantasy 15. So it's going to be on par with the game's storyline or timeline, I should say. But you're going to see the timeline from the perspective of the king and the... Did I get them all? Yep, I did. You're going to see the Final Fantasy 15 storyline from the perspective of Luna and the king. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Sean Bean is playing the king in Final Fantasy 15 King's Glaive, and I have expectations for that character now. This is cool right here. This is like real-time day and night cycle. You don't really see the ability to control day and night like this in games. I know that games have had that ability to do this for a while, but you don't really see the ability to change right in front of you in real time. I know that Alan Wake, you know, when Alan Wake was developed, one of the major things that they had, that Remedy worked on, was the ability for them to just dynamically change day and night cycles, but because the game was so dependent upon a specific story, you know, there was no opportunity for you in real time to change anything like that around. The movie does not have an exact release date, but it will be coming, and I did my research basically about the movie and stuff like that. And as far as I can tell, the movie's release date is definitely going to be before the game. So you'll be able to see the movie before the game comes out. However, a cool side effect is that if you pick up either version of the collector's editions, now as far as I know, the $260 collector's edition, which was exclusive to the Square Enix store, is already sold out. I went looking for it the day, like less than 12 hours after it was announced that it was coming. And the wait list on SquareEnix.com's online store was already up. Like, they already had a wait list for it. So I don't think you can even get that anymore. But the $80 or $90 collector's edition, which is going to be a steelbook, will have Kingsglaive bundled on Blu-ray, which is good. That's awesome. Microsoft should really take a page from what Square Enix is doing, because if you remember, games like Halo 5, stream only. You had to stream the movie. Kingsglaive does have a streaming option, but that's for, digital purchases of it separately. If you buy a bundled version of it with the game, you will get the movie on Blu-ray disc. So it will obviously be out before then. My guess is that the Blu-ray, it'll be out in time for the game, definitely. Toy Sword and Squeaky Hammer. Alright, let's equip these weapons. Toy Sword, Squeaky Hammer. Okay, let's start with the sword. Kind of little Legend of Zelda, starting off with a toy sword. Oop. Switch to that. This hammer does a lot more damage than the sword does, but it takes longer. I know that a lot of people have been claiming this is very Kingdom Hearts-esque feel to it. I like that, a little emoji. This game kind of, for a lot of people, had kind of a Kingdom Hearts kind of feel to it. That's intentional. The team that made this, back when Final Fantasy 15 was actually Final Fantasy Versus 13. That's cool. Anybody ever been to Utah or like Zion Canyon or something like that, or the Grand Canyon or something? This has a very much a feel to that. The lighting and the rock formations and stuff like that very much reminds me of that. Let's go find where this thing is going. That's really cool looking. Alright, let's go. Yeah, like I said, Final Fantasy Versus 13, which is what Final Fantasy 15 was originally supposed to be, is directed by the original Kingdom Hearts team. Or was planned to be. That's why people were so excited about it, was because people were really excited to get a chance to play a real-time Final Fantasy game in the vein of, like, Kingdom Hearts. And some people have argued that that's why Kingdom Hearts 3 took as long as it has to be announced, is because everybody figured that this game would have to come first before Kingdom Hearts 3 would come out. Now, it seems like they're both being developed simultaneously, probably by different teams. But this right here very much has a feeling of like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I think. No, not Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Where if anybody's played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep... Okay, fireworks. Let's equip some fireworks, shall we? Okay. That's cool. Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't have a release date. We don't know when it's coming out. I did talk to the guy who's the voice of Goofy, the actual voice of Goofy, last summer, and I asked him, was he involved in the project, and he said absolutely he was. And he was really looking forward to it. He's been excited for it for a while, actually. Really talented actor. So there will be Goofy in Kingdom Hearts, I can guarantee you that. Hey Kajar, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm driving what I think is a toy truck. Carbuncle is big now. But yeah, this scene has a very much like anybody who's played Final Fantasy Birth by Sleep, particularly Ventus's portion in Cinderella's castle. Or not Cinderella's castle, like the Cinderella land. It very much has a feeling like that. And probably that's intentional. So anybody interested in like updates about what my plans are for this week and what my plans are? This is a weird scene. Oh, I'm just kind of screwing around. I'll try to get through it quickly if you guys don't like it that much. But if you guys are curious about what my plans are for, you know... Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I'm glad to see you posting and here. I'm really happy to see... I'm happy to see you guys back. I mean, you guys are part of the reason why I do this. I don't just like streaming. I don't do this. I don't just stream for my own amusement. You know, I stream because I want to be able to interact with the people that are watching my stream. I like that. I like, you know, talking to you guys. All right, let's see. Should I throw a firework at? Let's see if I'll just try throwing a firework at him and see what happens. And of course I missed. Oh no, I didn't miss. Got him a little bit. That knocked him down. So yeah, this very much has like a Kingdom Hearts type feel, which is fine. You know, like I said, I like Kingdom Hearts. Controls are very similar to Kingdom Hearts 2. And as you can see here, the hammer does a lot more damage than the sword does. It also will knock him down. So what I kind of liking to do right now is actually starting off with the sword. Ah, should have blocked that. Until I kind of knock him down or get him into a loop, and then finish him off with the hammer. That seems to take less time. And there we go. I think I got everybody. So, future streaming plans coming up right now. I do plan to stream Quantum Break. I did! You know, I did, but I kind of stopped playing when I hit Grand Pulse. I mean, I haven't played too many of the Final Fantasy games. In fact, Final Fantasy VII was like one of the, well, actually Final Fantasy 13 was like the first Final Fantasy game that I really played. I was playing the Xbox 360 version of it, to be perfectly honest. But you know, I also had the PlayStation 3 version. I just wanted to play for the achievements. But yeah, I kind of stopped when I hit Grand Pulse, and I haven't felt the reason to get back onto it. Like I said, I liked the story. You play the Final Fantasy games for the story. But if I ever got back to it, I did pick up. That's kind of cool. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Like a French chateau or something. This kind of has that kind of feel. I don't know if it's the thing is with all this stuff coming up, it's harder to keep, camera control is dynamic. So it doesn't really change unless I move it. So sometimes when you're dealing with a character like this or something, there we go. It was linear. When you hit Grand Pulse, it stopped being linear. I mean, I appreciate a linear game. I appreciate dynamic games. I appreciate open world games. This game is going to be open world. Like, I think this demo specifically is going to be linear, from what I've heard. But the final version of Final Fantasy 15 is going to have very, very large universes in the house. It's inside here. Okay, let's go check this out. I have no idea if what I'm collecting is actually doing anything to the game whatsoever, but... Uh-oh. That's cool. That's dynamic. The blocks were actually falling dynamically. That's cool. But yeah, I had an appreciation for it. Like I said, I stopped playing once I hit Grand Pulse, but I will probably get back to it at some point. I did pick up Final Fantasy 13 too, and I did pick up Lightning Returns. And the reason why I picked up Lightning Returns was I actually liked the Lightning Returns demo a lot, actually. And so I picked up Lightning Returns based upon my feedback from the demo. So at some point I'd play those, probably on the Xbox 360. I did buy the PS3 versions, but those are staying in the wrappings. Let's check out this next. Okay, where are we now? This, for a game that kind of has a feeling like America or something, this very much has like, I mean, I've been to France. This kind of has like a feeling of like a French chateau, or in this case, maybe more of an Italian, the south of Italy or something, which is cool. I like that. Okay, David. I have a lot of thoughts about Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I actually went to go see Final Fantasy The Spirits Within. No joke. I was probably the last person to go see it when it was in theaters. I went to go see it the last day it was showing at my local theater. And when I went to go see it, the theater was empty. I was the only person in the theater to see Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I don't know what that means. Oh boy. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it had really much of a connection to the Final Fantasy series, but I kind of figured, no, this is supposed to be its own universe, directed by the Final Fantasy team. I thought the graphics were phenomenal. I really thought that Square had the absolute best CGI technology out of any of the companies that were working on that kind of thing. And I still believe that. After seeing, like, movies like Final Flight of the Osiris and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children and stuff, I stand by that opinion that Square's technology, oh boy, was the best looking out of any. I thought they did better than, I thought they did better graphics than Pixar. I thought they did better graphics than, oh boy. Okay, these guys want to stay away from me, that's fine. See how you like it now. You want to jump away from me. Fine. I'll throw the fireworks at you. See how you like it. Dynamic combat is actually pretty good. I like it. I hadn't heard that about Final Fantasy getting a PS2 port. Oh, that's cool. Well, let's, I mean, I kind of like, you know, screwing around in here. But for the purposes of, I won't bore you guys by just constantly going back and forth through all this, oh boy, there's some enemies. Let's see, what does this do? Oh. That's I'm a crocodile with wings. Why am I a crocodile with wings? Okay, for those of you who might be fans of like Mr. Amano's artwork, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Amano's artwork, and some of his early artwork for the original Final Fantasy games on the original Nintendo or Famicom if you're Japanese. Wow, this thing has devastating attacks. I can't pick up, but unfortunately I can't pick up any of these things. And I can't jump. Oh, that's cool. That was cool. That design of the crocodile with wings reminded me a lot of one of Mr. Amano's original pieces of art. So that's cool. I mean, I picked up Final Fantasy Spirits Within when it hit DVD. I thought they did a great job with the DVD release. There were a lot of cool special features and stuff, which was awesome. Oh, that's sad. Decent throw. I mean, Final Fantasy was riding high, like very high. After Final Fantasy VII came out, it kind of broke down the RPG barrier in the West. So that, no, I don't have it on Blu-ray. It's actually quite common to find a copy of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, but the Blu-ray version of Spirits Within is less common. And I never actually saw a copy on shelves. It's probably available on Amazon. It's probably still in print. I'm not exactly certain about it. But I never saw a copy on Blu-ray. I do have the DVD, and the DVD again is a really good DVD. They put a lot of effort into making it a special edition. I also have the Animatrix on Blu-ray. Yeah, I actually have the Animatrix on Blu-ray, so I have Final Fight of the Osiris on Blu-ray. And for those of you who don't know about this, the only way to get the Animatrix, at least when I picked it up, was to get the the Animatrix on Blu-ray was to buy the Matrix Blu-ray box set. Now, the Matrix box set was originally available on DVD, and I ended up picking it up way back when on HD DVD. Okay, I'll remember that, David. Thank you. But I actually picked up the Matrix box set on HD DVD. Now, for those of you who don't know what the heck HD DVD is, it was a rival format invented by Toshiba that was supposed to be better than Blu-ray. The software was better, but the hardware wasn't, and eventually, yeah, Warner Brothers picked sides. But the original versions of it were the original version of the original HD video release of the Matrix movies was a box set for HD DVD. When HD DVD went kaput, Warner Brothers actually did something really nice. They had a system where if you sent in your UPCs and your proof of purchase for the original HD DVD releases that they did for a lot of their, HD DVD collection, like Dirty Dozen or what else? Superman Returns and stuff like that. If you picked up the HD DVDs, you could actually get, without having to turn in the original HD DVDs, you could actually get a Blu-ray edition of anything you picked up on HD DVD for like $5 for individual disc, or $20. I think they called it HD DVD to blue or something like that. They later did a DVD to blue where they charged $7 for a DVD. If you put in the proof of purchase, you could get a Blu-ray for that. But the original HD DVD release of The Animatrix was actually just a regular DVD. It was not in HD. It was a regular DVD bonus disc. But when they finally did the Blu-ray release in the box set, that was actually a Blu-ray. And as far as I know, The Animatrix hasn't been released separately on Blu-ray yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they since changed that. Sorry about that long story, but I did finally get a chance to see Final Flight of the Osiris in high definition, which is amazing. I never saw it in theaters. They actually attached Final Flight of the Osiris to a movie called Dreamcatcher, I think, starring the guy from My Name is Earl. It was like an adaptation of a Stephen King book. I heard it wasn't very good, and I really only wanted to go see Final Flight of the Osiris with my friends. I was living in California at the time. This is really cool. Sorry about my rambling about that. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. So yeah, I liked Final Flight of the Osiris better than I liked, most of the. It was like my favorite of the Animatrix movies. Yes, I have played Enter the Matrix. I played Enter the Matrix on PC. Yes, I never played The Path of Neo on any platform, but I have played Enter the Matrix. I think, actually, no joke, the day that Enter the Matrix came out was the first day of, I think it was E3 2003. I could be wrong about that. And the guy in charge of the company that made Enter the Matrix was a guy named Dave Perry. Now, for those of you who are saying, wait, I know Dave Perry. Isn't he that guy in charge of that Gaikai service that got bought by Sony and is now like the PlayStation Now service or something? Yes, that Dave Perry. And so I was at E3 in 2003. I was at it. I was at that E3, and I actually got to talk to Dave Perry again, who had just released Enter the Matrix. I hadn't played Enter the Matrix yet. I had it pre-ordered, but I hadn't had a chance to pick it up because I was at E3. So my plan was to go to E3 and then pick up Enter the Matrix like after the event was over. So I met Dave Perry without having played the game yet. So I got a chance to talk to him. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. I knew exactly who he was. Asked him for an autograph. He was more than happy to give me an autograph. We talked a little bit about Enter the Matrix, but like I said, I hadn't played it yet. And he actually signed a little notepad that I had with me, and signed it, "Trinity says hi, Dave Perry." What a nice guy. Really, what a nice guy. And that's my story about Enter the Matrix. True story. Completely true story. Enter the Matrix, continuity-wise, takes place after Final Flight of the Osiris. It ends kind of around the same. It kind of goes through some of the events of the Matrix Reloaded. It is canon to the movies. It was actually filmed on the same sets and on the same film stock, they said. For those of you who might have picked up the later DVD release, not the original DVD release, but the DVD box set release of The Matrix Reloaded, the cutscenes from Enter the Matrix are included on the Matrix Reloaded disc. If you pick it up on the Blu-ray version, it's also included there as well. The problem is they're not in high definition. They're only in standard definition, which I thought was a little disappointing. I think I collected everything. I think I got everything over here. This, like I said, this is really just beautiful. But I can totally understand why people are just kind of speeding through this. It's pretty linear. I mean, I'm just kind of exploring and screwing around right here. I'll pick it up. Okay, is it just me? This statue kind of reminds me of... This statue in particular. Doesn't this remind you of what we just saw in the previous scene? And another thing. For those of you who might have played or watched Advent Children, that big monument at the climax scene of Advent Children, where you can see that the kids are kind of around this. This kind of reminds me of that particular monument. Maybe I'm wrong. David, back me up on this one, but you've seen Advent Children. Anybody who's seen Advent Children, the monument that they're all... Okay, that's funny. His idle information is he's checking his phone. That's cool. It's a dream. I don't really have a phone in my dreams, but... Okay, I guess I'm supposed to go in here. Oh, that's sad. I don't know if he's just asleep. I was worried that from what we saw in the original bit of the scene, I was worried that maybe he got hit on the head and this might be him hurt. I think in the real world he might be hurt. Okay. But yeah, my favorite character in the Enter the Matrix was their operator. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the operator that Niobe and Ghost had was like, I loved him. He was amazing. It was so unfortunate they couldn't use him in The Matrix Reloaded, but he did have a line in The Matrix Revelations, and I liked it. Could you clean the windshield while... Yeah, so I liked Enter the Matrix because I thought it had a cool story. Gameplay on the PC was not great, but... The Citadel. Okay, I heard stories that there's a final boss here. Oh boy.
No!
I'm gonna get my... No, I did not see that yet. I haven't seen the Denzel cartoon.
This one will protect you through your darkest dreams. But remember, Noct, in the world of your dreams, you are king.
Good to know.
I'm not afraid.
Ah. Damn, this guy's good. Damn it. Oh boy. Should I warp? Darn it, I'm gonna have to run. I think I'm dead. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I'm just so used to dodging being the circle button and attacking being the the square button. I think that's why I'm sucking so bad at this. What just happened? Oh boy. Oh, I can't use magic. You got him. Well, I sucked at that. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is a blind walkthrough, though. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so bad at that. I heard there's like a weapon or something that I can grab up there, but like I said, this is just a blind playthrough. Are those graphic distortions my system overheating or something? The car. I want this car. Audi said they made one of these cars. I want it.
Thanks. See you. Wait. I remember your name now.
I don't know. Kind of reminds me of something out of Japanese folklore, like a many-tailed fox or a many-tailed kitten or something like that. It's very common in Japanese folklore to have that type of, creature. So maybe this is something that's supposed to be a protector of dreams or something. In Final Fantasy 15, you will join a grown-up Noctis and his dependable bunnies on a journey across an immense and expansive world. So this will be an open-world game. From all of us on the Final Fantasy 15 team, including your favorite little magical guide, we look forward to seeing you again soon. And now, I think I'll be able to send Carbuncle into the full game. That's Chocobo! Alright, I already have Final Fantasy 15. I'm already going to order it later on. Is that it? Is there going to be a credit sequence or an after level coda? Loading. Alright, well. That might be the demo. Oh, that's the demo. Wow. Okay, that was, like I said, I heard numbers about 45 minutes. I've been running this stream for 38 minutes and counting right now. So it is shorter than I expected it to be. Like I said, I didn't really screw around that much, but I kind of felt like the areas were kind of small. I kind of just, I didn't really play around with it that much, I'll be honest with you, but I didn't want to bore you guys with just me screwing around constantly. That said, I'm excited to play Final Fantasy 15. It looks like a lot of fun. The gameplay is like Kingdom Hearts, and I like Kingdom Hearts. I have Kingdom Hearts 1 through 2, 2.5. I picked up the Kingdom Hearts games, so I'm down. I'm down for that. Heck, I'm really interested in seeing the Final Fantasy 15 movie with Sean Bean as the king. Anybody have any final thoughts they want to share before we close the stream? Like I said, I didn't expect the stream to go this short, but there's really not much else that the Final Fantasy 13 demo was 4 hours long. Not touching that one. Not touching it. Some people have argued that the Final Fantasy 13 demo was 20 hours long. Basically, the game doesn't really even start until you hit Grand Pulse, actually. That's what my friend actually was against playing it, and then he started playing it. He's like 20-hour, tutorial on Final Fantasy 13, and and then he actually said once he got to Grand Pulse, he started really liking it. But like I said, I stopped once I hit Grand Pulse. I may go back and resume that later on. Other stuff, other thoughts. Well, I am looking forward to Kingsglaive, the Final Fantasy 15 movie. For those of you who don't know, the Final Fantasy 15 anime, which is called Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15, the first episode is out right now for free. If you need to know where it's located on the official Final Fantasy 15 YouTube channel. That's the place where I found it. I haven't had a chance to watch it just yet, because this demo canonically takes place before Brotherhood. So, at least I think it does. So it's going to be like demo first, and then Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood, and then Kingsglaive and the game at the same time. My advice would be play the game and then watch Kingsglaive or whatever you want. I'm a little disappointed that they couldn't get the voice actors that are in Kingsglaive to do the voices for the Final Fantasy 15 game. But, that's probably a cost thing. That might have just simply been an issue of cost. Maybe they decided to do Kingsglaive later, or they already recorded the voices for the characters in Final Fantasy 15 already. So that can happen. For those of you who want to play the Final Fantasy 15 pinball smartphone game, well, I could finish Final Fantasy 7 playthrough. I could continue that. The thing is that I kind of feel like since I haven't played Final Fantasy 7 before, I kind of need you guys, Kajar and David and stuff like that. I'm going to need your help. I can't do that alone. I can't. So you guys are going to have to tweet me or something along those lines and tell me, because I don't want to continue Final Fantasy 7 alone. I want to have you guys with me when I'm playing those. However, yep, that is definitely Carbuncle, Francie Queen. Welcome to the stream. And now that I just finished the demo, that Carbuncle is going to be in my retail title. The anime is... I don't know about the anime coming to Blu-ray or not. Right now, there's been no announcements. God, I wish it would come to Blu-ray. But they probably aren't going to announce any anime plans, at least for, home video or something, until after the entire series has been released. It's pretty common for a YouTube series like this, or a series that's designed for a YouTube release, to eventually get a Blu-ray release. It happened with Halo for the Forward Until Dawn. It happened with the Mortal Kombat fan series. There was like a 13-part series, Mortal Kombat live action series, starring Michael J. White, and that ended up on Blu-ray. I never picked up a copy of it, but that did end up on Blu-ray. So it's very likely that they're gonna at least do something with it. I don't think it's gonna be included with Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition. I think that's just lovely, fluffy summoning that casts a lot of positive protection. Okay, so that's what he does. Good to know. Good to know. Francie Queen, you kind of missed a stream if you're just joining us. We just wrapped. But if you want to see later streams of mine, please subscribe. And like I said, you guys want me to continue Final Fantasy VII, I will consider Final Fantasy VII if you guys promise to be there with me, because I have no idea where to go next. That's my problem. I don't want to be that guy on YouTube or on Twitch who's basically like, I don't know where to go, and then spends 20 minutes, going in circles and stuff like that. That isn't fun. That's not, it's boring to watch. I don't want to be that guy. So if you want to see it, you guys gotta be there with me. So tweet me when you guys are available. This week, I'm going to be streaming Quantum Break Act 1 on Tuesday. That's my plan right now. I'm going to have Quantum Break. I also kind of want to get back to Halo 5. I was having some problems with Halo 5 a couple weeks ago, but I think that was all server side. That was on Xbox Live's end, and I'm pretty certain those issues have been rectified. So I haven't gotten back to... Thank you, Francie Queen. I appreciate it. So if you guys have any other games that you'd like me to stream, or like to see me stream, by all means. I don't have the software, the technology to stream any PC games, but I do have an Xbox One, I do have a PS4. I can stream those games no problem if I have them. I can't stream Wii U games live, but I can record Wii U gameplay and then, you know, bring it back to you guys. I'm not 100% on one-to-one conversion just yet. Tenebra, I actually just finished. You guys want me to play it again? I guess I can play it again if you guys want. Alright. We'll play it again. Fine with me. Like I said, the demo was kind of short. I don't have a copy of Dark Souls 3. I've seen people play Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. I don't think I'd be able to survive more than 5 seconds, you know. That's not very nice to say. That's not very nice. I think... Well, it is going to be open world, David. And so because of that, you know, we're going to have some, you know, it's definitely going to mean there's going to be a lot of exploration. I haven't played myself personally the original Final Fantasy 15, the episode Ducase demo, although, again, I really don't want to open up my copy of Typo HD Collector's Edition. But, thank you, I appreciate it. So I know for a fact that, at least for the demo episode, there was a lot of side missions in the open world aspect of it. Hey! So yeah, just for that demo alone, with the replayability with extra missions and stuff like that, I can just imagine that the full version of Final Fantasy 15 is going to offer a lot of side missions, and with its open plans, and with its big environments and the ability to travel around them in a vehicle and stuff, that's going to open for a lot. You know, there's going to be a lot of replayability there and a lot of, you know, playability. It could be a very long game. I mean, this is just really cool looking. I mean, look at this. Look at these graphics. It's not playing at a steady 30 frames. You can find the demo Tenebra Morris. If you're playing on the Xbox One, I'm sure you could just do a search for Final Fantasy 15 and, you know, find the demo there on the... that's cool. On the Japan store, I don't know. What platform are you playing, Tenebra? What platform do you plan on playing the demo on? If you tell me, I could probably point you in the right direction. Hi, sad boys. I don't know what sad boys are, but hi. What are sad boys? Yeah, that is true. Open world games are, and like I said, for what I was saying before on my first playthrough, this kind of has a bit of an Alan Wake feel with the daytime, nighttime cycles. I don't know if you'll be able to affect daytime and nighttime, but I know that at least for what I saw in episode Ducase, I haven't played it like myself, but I have seen people play it, and a friend of mine has a copy. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. By all means, subscribe to me if you like my stream. It's you guys, your support, that actually is what keeps me enjoying these streams. You know, I enjoy these streams because you guys are here interacting with me. That's what I appreciate so much about this stream. That's why I'm playing again, because I got a full room now. The carbuncle is lovable. Isn't that just great? Okay, for those of you who... I got a little tip for you. The hammer does more damage, but the toy sword is faster. So what I like to do is kind of butter them up, or butter up the enemies a little bit, and then switch over to the hammer after they've been weakened. Like, observe. See? The hammer does a lot more damage. I love that Carbuncle can text you and send you emojis and stuff like that. That's just great. Carbuncle doesn't speak itself. It just kind of communicates through texting. Okay, this is, because this is a different time in the day and night cycle, this is important right here. This is a completely different lighting than when I originally, when I did my first playthrough of this. If you look at it really closely, this kind of has a feeling like, the Grand Canyon or something. When I first looked at this, that is so cool. I mean, just look at this lighting. Wow, I don't remember that in the first playthrough. That's cool. It's like ghosts. Alright, let's move on. Ready, set, jump. Loading next area. So yeah, unfortunately I don't really have any giveaways that I'm going to be doing, but like I said, for those of you who wanted to play, I know a lot of people wanted to play that Final Fantasy 15 pinball minigame. That's going to be available on smartphones in June. For new episodes, they haven't announced when new episodes of Brotherhood Final Fantasy anime is coming. We don't exactly know when that is, but the first episode's up right now, and the rest of the episodes, they said there's going to be 5 in total, and they're all going to be available for free. If you haven't seen them yet, they're on the Final Fantasy 15 official YouTube page. So just do a search for Final Fantasy 15 YouTube pages, and you should be able to find Brotherhood there. Yes, it is available for pre-order on the PlayStation Store for $60. In fact, that's actually where I found the demo. I didn't pre-order Final Fantasy 15 because I want to buy the physical collector's edition, which actually the really expensive collector's edition I think is completely sold out. I went on the PlayStation Store like 12 hours after it was announced, and there was already a wait list. That is ridiculous. I have an uncle that's a severe capitalist, and he told me, and I swear these are his exact words, you'd think that if they knew that this many was going to be sold, they would make more of them. Can't argue with that logic. Like I said, the only thing right now that I know about Kingdom Hearts 3, we don't have a solid release date for that yet. But I did talk to the voice of Goofy, Bill Farmer, actually. And he told me that Goofy he's going to be in the game. So I know that. Let's get up there. I'm seeing a couple of graphical distortions, but since I saw them on my previous playthrough, I think that those might just simply be small aliasing errors or something. Anybody else noticing this? I'm seeing a couple of aliasing errors and stuff. And I hope it's not my PlayStation 4 overheating. I missed. Got him. So yeah, the gameplay for anybody familiar with Kingdom Hearts, it's very similar. The only problem that I'm having with it is I don't know why it's called the Platinum Demo. I'll be honest with you, I just don't know. I don't think they ever said why it's called the Platinum. Maybe because, Platinum is like a precious metal. I know that, there are certain things that get awarded. The more of these I collect, like, I think I'll notice it right here, like, I think I was going from silver to gold or whatever. Yeah, I'm having that feeling too, actually, Queen. Particularly for me, the scene that I was remembering was, for Kingdom Hearts, not Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, the Cinderella level for Ventus in Birth by Sleep. Oh yeah, you're right. The animal does have, Carbuncle does seem to have platinum hair, so maybe that's it. It's a great graphical engine, though. Let me tell you something. I'm not getting a solid 30 frames a second on this thing. I couldn't tell you exactly how many frames I'm getting on this demo, but I'm definitely having fun playing it. How's it look on your end, guys? The silver plates. Okay. All right, that too. Yeah. Okay, I did wear these guys down a bit with the fireworks. And so, yeah, for anybody who wants a tip, my advice would be use the sword to kind of, you know, get him into a bit of a cycle because it takes longer to, you know, swing the hammer. But the hammer does a lot more damage than the sword does. So my advice would be to start with the sword and then move to the hammer. Oh, there's Carbuncle. He's up there. Let's get up there. Aw, he's sending me emojis. How cute. So like I said, this kind of reminds me of like a French chateau. And going on to the next area. But this next area kind of reminded me of like almost like an Italian countryside area, which is fine. I mean, I know the tagline for Final Fantasy 15 is this is a history based on reality, or this is a story based on reality. So it seems like they were trying to basically ground at least the architecture or the, you know, in some type of reality. Like they were trying to mirror stuff that already exists in the real world. Being someone who's, you know, visited Europe and lives in the United States, of course, this is, you know, I can definitely see real world allegories for a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing in the game, and you usually don't see that from a game like Final Fantasy, from a Final Fantasy game. We're looking for a long hallway that'll lead to the end of the dream. Well, I know where the long hallway is, but let's explore this just a little bit. Carbuncle as a summons, I could see, would be very useful in a fight, definitely. I'd like to see that. But I know that I don't think that Carbuncle... Yeah, the finished game definitely has cutscenes. I've seen the cutscenes in demos. I've seen the cutscenes in the trailers and the other previews and stuff like that. So the finished version will have cutscenes fully voice acted. In this case, obviously, since this was done separately, but you know... Oh boy. Let's grab this. Cool. I have no idea if those little things I'm collecting actually affect anything whatsoever, but I guess we'll find out. They didn't really have too much effect on my first playthrough. So yeah, if you guys want me to resume Final Fantasy VII's playthrough, I will do it on the caveat that you guys join me. I don't want to play alone. Okay, that got dark fast. Kind of like HD lighting. Crocagator! This looks like something out of the mind of Mr. Romano. I have one of Mr. Romano's art books. And I definitely remember seeing a gator like this in the real, you know, in his art book. Now, for those of you who want, you know, don't know that, you know, whether you live in the east of the, you know, or whether you live in the west, culture for things like dragons, for example, are completely different. Whether you know you live in the United States, whether you live in Japan, what your thoughts of for something as simple as a dragon, you know, can vary widely. And one of the things I remember was I remember seeing a lecture by a guy of all things on Pokemon. He was actually lecturing about the fantastical history, the mythology behind, you know, a game like Pokemon. I believe his name was David Dunbar, or Charles Dunbar. I'm sorry, Charles Dunbar. I can't go down. And he said, well, Eastern Europeans and Western Europeans are very different. Like Eastern European dragons are more serpent-like. They're sea creatures that glide over water. And Western dragons are very much like, you know, T-Rexes. They have wings. They breathe fire. And I remember somebody in the audience said, well, what about like something like Africa? What would an African say about dragons if you went to like an African country? And Charles said, and I love this, they have crocodiles that get to be about 20 feet long over there. If you asked African what a dragon was, he would point to a crocodile and say that over there. And I thought, wow. So I think that might have something to do with what we're seeing right here. Just my opinion, but I think that might have to do with this. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Run from me? There we go. You're gonna run from me, I'm not gonna chase you. Alright. So gang, since we're kind of in a bit of a lull right now, I guess I can ask you guys a question. What's your favorite Final Fantasy game? This goes out to anybody watching the stream. I have no idea what raindrops are. I'll equip those just in case. Let's try them out, see how they work. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even try those in my first playthrough. That's cool. Oh, I missed. I got one. That's a terrible question. Okay. Okay. Umbrella. No, I haven't gotten the new Walking Dead game yet. I haven't even finished the first season of The Walking Dead yet. On the game, I haven't finished the first season of The Walking Dead game. I mean, I do actually have it on Blu-ray though. I'm sorry, on PS4. Okay, I think I got everything in here. Let's go wrap this up. See if we can have the final boss. The boxes break, but there's nothing in them. Not really anything of value. This kind of stinks. Yeah, after having played this once before, I'm playing through it much faster now. So, I can understand the comments that some people have said about the game being short, or the demo being short. But then again, it's free. You know, it has unlockables for the full game. I still recommend downloading it if you've got an Xbox One or a PS4. People can have a breakdown just hearing that question, then dozing away for 3 years before answering, I don't know. Okay. Their offices are as empty as Konami's offices. Yeah, that's true. I can't move. Okay, now I can move. I was amazed by how the graphics looked in the CGI movie for this when they replicated this particular area. I thought it looked so cool.
Wow.
This one will protect you through your darkest dreams.
He's remembering.
But remember, Noct. In the world of your dreams, you are king.
I'm not afraid.
Hopefully I'll be able to beat this final boss much easier than I did my first time playing. I tried. I don't know how to avoid that attack. Just want to stay away from him when he does this. Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. That was new. Alright, let me try this. I don't know what that is. I think I got him. I think I got him. Alright, so I did beat him much better. I'm a lot happier with how I did in this time. I think because I'm a little bit more used to the fighting controls. I mean, the first time I was playing this boss, I was confusing the attack button with the I was confusing the attack button with the dodge button. This looks like this area has a real-world analog, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what the real-world analog for this particular area would be. It looks really cool, though. Well, I didn't get a chance to look over here. Let me see if I can look over here and see what happens. There's something over here that I didn't get a chance to look at the first time. Chocobo. Did I spawn another boss? I did. I did spawn another boss. Oh. Well, okay. I guess I can fight the boss again. Sorry about this. Okay, I got no fire attacks right now. Do I have anything else? No. I'm just trying to heal right now. He did a lot to me. Let's see. Warp points. Yes, please do. He feels tougher. Still have no fire attack. That's gonna hurt. Ow. 1 second, guys. I gotta pause. Sorry about that. And I think, yeah. Oh, he did me in. Oh boy, come on. I'm already at 0 HP right now. If only I had like a potion or something, I'd be able to handle this better, but... Oh, warp points. Finally, now I can get warp points. I think there's a weapon over here somewhere. That's gonna hurt. Can I warp strike him from here? I have no idea what just happened. I think I got him. Yeah, I got him. Yeah, it's Noctis. The character's name is Noctis. Prince Noctis, I think. Okay, so you got a second boss fight. You can basically regen the boss fight over here. And it gets tougher. that was not what I was expecting. Proceed to ending. And here's the car. Now, for those of you who don't know about the car, you will be able to drive around in this car in Final Fantasy 15, but the coolest thing I really liked about it is that in the car in Final Fantasy 15, when you're driving it, it actually has a digital radio system, like a satellite radio or whatever, and you can actually play through an entire history of Final Fantasy playlist, like all the songs from Final Fantasy games,
Thanks.
current and previous,
See you.
are playable. You can listen to them while you're driving around in Final Fantasy 15. I think that's awesome, especially since I'm a person who really loves the theater rhythm games on the Nintendo 3DS. So to hear these songs is amazing.
Your name now.
And I'll just select Carbuncle. Congratulations on completing the Platinum demo. Noctis's fragmented dreamscape only offers a mere taste of what's to come. In Final Fantasy 15, you will join a grown-up Noctis and his dependable buddies on a journey across an immersive and expansive world. From all of us on the Final Fantasy 15 team, including your favorite little magical guide, we look forward to seeing you again soon. And Noctis is saying, see you again. I'm sorry, Carbuncle is saying, see you again soon. And we need a Chocobo emoji. There has to be a Chocobo emoji added to, the phone. Smartphones need to add that. Okay, so final thoughts on this. First off, thank everybody for watching the stream, and for all the people that joined us midway through the stream. I decided to play the demo again just for you guys. I'm very happy that everybody came in, and I love your comments. Please, if you want to see more streams from me, subscribe to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Maniac536. This will be posted up on YouTube probably within the next 24 hours. And you'll be able to view it on my website, GameAccess.net, or youtube.com/Maniac536. That's my YouTube channel. Next up, I have for Tuesday scheduled the game Quantum Break on the Xbox One. That's the plan for Tuesday. I have heard many people request I return to my play of Final Fantasy VII, but having no clue about what to do next at where I currently am at in Final Fantasy VII, I would rather do it if I had somebody like Kajar or somebody who was familiar with Final Fantasy VII basically watching the streamer and helping me out through it. That's what I really would like to see. So if you guys, want to check that out, you can tweet me or something along those lines, or send me a message about when you'd be available on, and I'd be more than happy to do that. So I don't know what time on Tuesday. Usually I like to get these streams done in prime time. That's usually, as far as I can tell, the best times for me to do these streams, because usually if I do a stream at, let's say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon during a weekday, I get nobody. Nobody comes to the stream. And I like doing the streams because I like you guys coming in and commenting. So, and I'll end up having no clue where to go as part of the fun. True, but I don't know if it makes for good watching. Like, I know when I don't know if it makes good for good people, watching it, but I don't know, to each their own, I guess. I don't want to, bore anybody who might be watching the stream is going like, okay, and now he's going back to where he was, and now he's doing this, and now he's doing that, and now we're going back. He's been in a loop for the last 20, that sort of thing. For the Platinum demo, we're set, there was a path, we knew which way to go. And I hope I didn't waste anybody's time here. And this was certainly enjoyable for me. And I appreciate everybody who came in, everybody who commented, everybody who subscribed. For those of you who can't get enough Final Fantasy 15 right now, I would recommend checking out the Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15 Episode 1, which is on the official Final Fantasy 15 YouTube channel. That kind of picks up where this left off. This demo is not in the retail version of Final Fantasy 15, so if you plan on playing Final Fantasy 15 at retail, this scene is not in the game. So you kind of have to play the Platinum demo to get the full Final Fantasy 15 experience. And you'll unlock Carbuncle if you can beat it. So just a little tidbit, like I said, just do a search for Final Fantasy 15 on your respective console store. You'll probably be able to find the demo on the Final Fantasy 15 marketplace page or something. So, any final thoughts for everybody who would like to comment? Anybody like to comment? Yeah. You've been lost in Final Fantasy VII as well? Well, I just got started in Final Fantasy VII, so... but like I said, I would like to resume that. Quantum Break is next. Like I said, I plan is to stream Quantum Break Act 1 on Tuesday. And so that's the plans next. I have more videos that I'm also working on, some special stuff that's going to be up on my website this upcoming week. So stay tuned to my website for more information. But yeah, we're going to be going from this, which is action JRPG, to action third-person, time-bending, shooty stuff. So this is going to be really exciting for everybody. I hope everybody who comes here likes to join, will join me. We will be getting back to Final Fantasy VII. We will be getting back to that, so don't worry about that. I kind of also want to resume my my Halo 5 Let's Play. But more than that, I want to be able to stream other Final Fantasy games. But since I only have the capability of streaming like Xbox One games or PS4 games, I leave it to Square Enix to re-release other Final Fantasy games on the PS4 or the Xbox One. Now, obviously, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, those are already available. You can get those. Those will be coming. But for, like, let's say Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, the PS1 versions of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, it'd be nice to see those. PS1 version, I'd like to see those get ported. Those have already been ported, like Final Fantasy 1 and the Japanese version of Final Fantasy 2 has already been ported to smartphones and tablets using the Final, that's how I've been playing Final Fantasy 1 and 2 actually recently. Was lost when I exited from Midgard, and then and at the time internet didn't exist yet. Yeah, that's where I actually am right now. That's where I am. I actually just left, I just exited Midgard. That's where I'm at currently. And if you'd like to see where what it's, I'm kind of like a bit overwhelmed. So I kind of want the support from everybody to help me get through it and where to go. And if you guys could tell me like where some cool things are, I will definitely follow. But I really don't want to end the stream because I'm having so much fun talking to you guys. But I guess all good things must come to a wrap. The demo is done. We did it twice. I don't want to bore anybody because, like I said, this will probably be up on YouTube in about 24 hours, give or take. So I'm going to call it a wrap here. Again, thanks to everybody who's watching. Join my stream, subscribe, twitch.tv/Maniac536. Quantum Break Tuesday. So Quantum Break Act 1 Tuesday. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Till next time, guys, my name is Maniac, and this is my website, access.net. Till next time, over and out. Thanks, everybody.